Elysium speaking for the Court of Consciousness system presently. One of the things I'm noticing is sometimes I'll be talking about, like, the darker parts of my consciousness, and it's hard for me to even see, like, I have my own terms for some of them, and it's hard for me to even see some of these things as, like, demons, because really, demons are things that are like demonized, right? That are things that are written off, that are pushed away, that are ostracized, that are looked down on by humans. So there are like there is a whole multiple different, I guess species would be, I don't know if that's even really the right way to put it, but different categories, different kinds, different types of demons, and the ones that are not really like, because like when I think of demons, I think of my friends, I think of myself, I think of people who are intelligent, capable, people with free will. They are not limited to any physical form. They might be able to shapeshift. They might be able to do things beyond humans' understandings or perceptions of what is possible. I think more of like jinn, because I see myself as as a wizard, and I see myself as beyond my humanity and as a demon, and as a alter in a DID system. And I know other people, my family members, my found family, who are like I am, and we're not what people think. But then, what do I call these other creatures that are not really sapient or human and beyond human capabilities, but that are more either like animalistic or even below that, where like fear eaters, they're not even really, like, some of them might be able to sort of communicate, but fear eaters are not self-aware. Like they don't even really have free will, or like they solely exist to feed. That's all they do. They're like, I sometimes I call these things like bugs or glitches or nightmares or fears. If it's something too horrible to even say, I call that a redacted. But those things, like, it's hard for me to even see those as demons because they're just so nasty. Whereas, like, to me, as a demon, working with other demons, like, where I'm not trying to be like, like, we are above them. We are above those other demons, because those demons are like insects. They're just kind of there. They're just parasites. And so I don't even like to call them demons, because demon to me is like kind of it demon really is just a demonization of spirit. Any spirit humans don't like, they call a demon. Any person humans don't like, they end up calling a demon, or they just make up whatever fucking things to put us into these boxes and to hurt us and to hurt whatever consciousnesses they don't like or whatever minds they don't understand. Whereas like these little scary things, they're more like bugs or glitches, and that's kind of how I see them, is like they're not even really conscious. They're just these leftover husks, these leftover blips that have been like stuck in sort of a cycle of feeding where that's all there is. Like some of the names I would call those by is like hungers or fear eaters or nightmares, or I'm trying to think. Like I have written out all the Klepoth, but put in like English, and it's like different things like hatred. Hatred is a demon. Fear is a demon. Hunger is a demon. Lust can be a demon, but doesn't have to be a demon. And it's like all of these things, they're in their most extreme volatile forms, very destructive and deadly even, but in their non-destructive balanced forms, they can be like, when they're a part of something bigger, and when they're a part of something that does have free will, well, then they're no longer just these like bugs or glitches or whatever. Then there's something beyond themselves that is more than the sum of their pieces. And it's like, if you're working with a demon who's an embodiment of lust or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna be like a narcissist or someone who's taking advantage of you or other things. It doesn't really say anything about them other than that this is something they identify themselves with. that's something that their consciousness is aligned with. This is something that their mind is symbolic of. And it's like, just because someone is like an incubus or a succubus doesn't necessarily make them evil. But it's like these other things where I do see them as more just evil. I don't even like to call them demons because I feel like that is demeaning to myself and to the demons I know. But it's also like demon in and of itself is a word that humans use. They just throw around to demonize and to put below and to put things below them. So then it's like, but I'm kind of reclaiming that because I almost see demon as like a slur for just any sort of mind, consciousness, or being that is too different, is too weird, or is too much. So because I was treated as a demon my whole life, I fully embrace it, and I embrace that part of my consciousness, I embrace that part of the universe. But yes, with embracing the darkness and the shadows and the chaos, you do learn that there are many, many different kinds of demons, and some are more like animals, some are more like just like insects or like bugs or glitches, or just these sort of dark, nasty parts of yourself that you can have to recycle, or like you can use that energy to inspire your art or propel you forward. But if you get too much of it, then you're like weighed down in a funk from it. Whereas like actual capable demons are I would say beyond humanity and beyond humans' understanding of us, and we might be bound to a human body, but some of us are not, and some of us are really capable people who just happen to also share the earth, and happen to not only share the earth but be on in other areas as well, and beyond people's understanding of their perceptions of reality, because people think that physical reality is all that is, and as a result they have entirely cut themselves off from their mind, and they are essentially living their lives where their minds are being controlled by just whatever they're taking in, whatever they're giving all their attention. And learning to control your attention, learning to control your mind or minds, is essentially what witchcraft and the occult is. It's the study of and control over your own mind and over your own energy and attention and focus. It's learning to control your own focus. And, you know, people might be like, well, how are you doing that if you have ADHD and you can't focus on anything? It's like, yeah, I'm heavily disabled with a lot of different disabilities, but that's actually what drove me to the occult, is because there isn't people who get really hardcore into the occult. Some of us were people who were failed by other lenses, or who didn't have the means of other means of help there, and people, they mock it and write us all off, and they just say like, oh, there's never been any evidence ever for any of this. And it's like, well, you've very clearly never actually researched any of it if you think that. You don't even understand what it is. You don't even know what these things are. You have a fundamentally out of touch definition that is not aligned to any of it in practice, or you're getting all of it from like pop culture or something, and it's like, that's not an accurate reflection of what this is, and it's frustrating. Anyways, I'm very passionate about both demons and angels and all kinds of spirits. I'm very passionate about it because really, to me, it's like, this is a part of me. This is a part of my brain. This is a part of the brain. This is a part of the dream world. This is a part of the liminal space in between this and the sleeping world. This is a part of the perception of the universe, and the universe looking in on itself as a conscious being, reconnecting with these different parts of myself. And when I'm with my demons, it's like, these are my brothers, these are my siblings, these are my family members, this is my found family, and I know that they have my back, and I know that we are stronger than the collective forces of humans' destructive shadows. The balanced and golden shadows are stronger than all of it, and we will rise above it. And we will take the filth and shit and worthlessness that people have given us and use it to empower ourselves and make ourselves beyond them. And we are not their worthlessness. We are the redeemed and healed shadows and the angels they have rejected, that we are embodying through ourselves. And we are beyond their understandings and beyond their limits and rules and boxes.